WWE has made a huge announcement. It's pretty damn cool. Plus, we got so much more to talk about right here on the Ango Show. So, ladies and gentlemen, let's get started. Yes. All right, everybody. So you already know we got a giveaway at 100,000 subscribers. If you're not subscribed, you're really late to the party. We're going to hit 100,000 subscribers, trust me. And we're going to have a lot of cool stuff being given away on the live stream. The replica belt will be one of them. So by now, if you haven't clicked subscribe, you probably should. You really don't want to miss out on anything happening in wrestling anyways. Ladies and gentlemen, let's talk about it. New Catch Republic. It is the new tag team name for Tyler Bate and Pete Dunne. And I really hate to say this, especially because I love these guys, but I think the name is just super silly. Like, there's literally nothing wrong with the name British Strong Style, but for some reason, you know how WWE is, which it's probably going to get worse with Endeavor when it comes to that, because WWE is manufactured. UFC, you can't really manufacture gimmicks, right? So WWE's whole thing, it's like, hey, you're going to create these intellectual properties, you're going to have these great trademarks, you're going to profit off of it, and that's kind of how it works. Now, WWE did apply for the trademark for New Catch Republic, and that was officially made yesterday on the 18th. WWE is obviously going to roll with this. I just think the name is silly. And it's not that I hate the name, especially because I love these two guys together as a tag team and like doing their stuff. They got history. They're great wrestlers. I hope they beat the Judgment Day at Elimination Chamber. But I also got to mention this because it's really important to mention this. WWE NXT literally has the no quarter catch club or whatever. You know, I call them the Orlando Combat Club because it's just like BCC, right? But in my opinion, no quarter combat or no quarter catch club or whatever. Now I'm going to confuse myself, right, with the words, but it just, to me, it kind of feels like a little too similar, you know, and when you have the word catch, and I get what they're trying to do and stuff, but I literally just don't think there's an issue with British Strong Style. But that's, again, it goes to my point. WWE, if they didn't come up with it, it's very rare that they like to use it. And for WWE, it's actually really funny because I just don't think they, like, I like tag teams having a name, right? I really do. Cedric Alexander and Ashanti, the Adonis, they're probably going to have a tag team name. I think it's cool. I think having team names and, like, you know, synergies with the attires and the Trons and everything, like, it makes sense. I don't like just, you know, I like when there's synergy there. But this one already had a synergy. You didn't have to, like, I understand that WWE doesn't really refer to them as British Strong Style, but, like, you could. It's there. You know, there's a brand behind it. And I think for a lot of people who are familiar with them, they understand that. So just a very weird thing for WWE, but at the end of the day, I disagree with it. New Catch Republic kind of sounds like a faction name, so I'm curious if they do add to this. I love factions. Obviously, I've been enjoying them a lot in WWE and AEW. I'm also a big fan of the System and TNA. So at the end of the day, maybe New Catch Republic would be a better faction name than a tag team name, but we'll see what happens. Ladies and gentlemen, there is some controversy. Velveteen Dream is back. And the controversy is because there is a company, an indie wrestling company in Albany, New York, that had an event that didn't tell anybody that Velveteen Dream would be there. They didn't tell anybody he was going to be on the show. They didn't tell the talent. They didn't tell the fans. And they're holding their ground. They believe that everybody has second chances, and they believe it is the right decision to have him on the show. And they're standing very firm with it. Now, I'm going to read something to you guys from Andrew Ravens on WrestlingNews.co. I thought this was important to read because it does give you a breakdown of his past issues and allegations. So basically, for those who didn't know, Velveteen Dream was released by WWE in 2021 after he was accused of having inappropriate contact with minors in 2020. He had originally put out a statement noting that he was working with authorities to resolve the situation, leading to him being used only a few times on NXT TV, including his last match against Adam Cole in December 2020. There were also reports that Clark had backstage heat with several people in NXT due to his behavior. Dream was also accused of filming fellow wrestlers in the bathroom without their consent in addition to his arrest, accusations of recklessness in matches, wellness violations, and other issues. Now, with that being said, you guys may have seen at a point in time that TMZ was even covering some of these very crazy behavior from Velveteen Dream. So here's the thing. The allegations are allegations, right? Allegations are serious. That is not something to dismiss. Anytime there's allegations, I say this all the time, you got to handle those conversations with maturity. I'm not the legal system. There's a legal system that handles that. They will tell you what you need to know, right? But at the same time, too, there's more to Velveteen Dream than just these allegations. And there's a lot of behavior and a lot of patterns that you notice with Velveteen Dream that is made public. And I think the problem is, in wrestling, they say never, right? People always have a chance to come back and stuff like that. But when I see Velveteen Dream coming back to wrestling, my whole thing about it is there's just so much negativity. You will likely not see him in WWE or AEW. And I don't think a smaller company, as much as I think MLW does do some weird shit, like I don't even think MLW or TNA or any of these smaller companies even go for him. I do agree people deserve second chances. I think at the same time too, as somebody who, I don't know the final investigation stuff with Patrick Clark. There was a whole bunch of stuff being said. I know he did an interview with Chris Van Vliet, and I think it was important to have those questions asked. But at this point, it's not just the allegations. There's so much more to it. And there was actually rumors that at one point maybe WWE would have brought him back, and it doesn't look like WWE would. Now more than ever, you should never expect it because of the allegations made towards WWE. It's just a PR nightmare. And so I wanted to make that point. Velveteen Dream coming back, it's one thing that he comes back and, people know about it ahead of time, I guess. But this was one of those scenarios where nobody knew about it. And, obviously that's problematic. Guys, WWE made an announcement. WWE World. This is so cool. WWE and Fanatics announced WWE World at WrestleMania Fan Experience. They dropped this really cool press release. So basically, TKO and Fanatics, they're going to be doing WWE World at WrestleMania, which is a 5-day interactive fan experience taking place from Thursday, April 4th through Monday, April 8th at the Pennsylvania Convention Center in Philadelphia. And you could pay up to like $300 for tickets. So $30 to $300 is the range. Basically, a whole bunch of different experiences, main stage, roundtable discussions with WWE superstars, 2K24 gaming tournaments, live podcasts, memorabilia signings, merchandise, like WrestleMania Access. This is basically like WrestleMania Access on steroids, right? Obviously, a lot of stuff happening in this event. It's really huge. It's really interactive. I think, this is one of the cool things about WWE right now with TKO is that they're really trying to think of like how to be more community oriented, right, with its fans. And we're starting to see this stuff even with what they've done in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia with like their experience store thing. Like, it's really dope. I think at some point, man, WWE has to do like a physical Hall of Fame location. I don't know. I think this is cool. I'm glad to see WWE and Fanatics team up for something like this. I actually hope that we get more of like these fan experience conventions for WWE and AEW. I want AEW to do something like this as well, because if you go to Wembley Stadium and you have 5 days of meeting people and doing all of these different things, it's a convention, man. It's really dope. I think that's like a really cool thing for wrestling. It's great for the wrestlers too. You can really start to gain new fans just by opening up a little bit and talking to them. And this is the type of thing that will help grow the business for sure. I like it. What do you guys think? Let me know down below.